more now. Why is it blurry? There we go. Less blurry. All right. Heel. Come here, all done. Come on, get off the mat. Come on, Anna, come here. Front. Okay, front is sit in front of you. Okay, heel is get beside you and on the right. Seriously, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. There we go. It's this in parallel and on the right. Your leash and marker on the left side, and your food is where you want the dog to be. Because if you do it this way and cross your body, you create a dog that walks in front of you, unless you're really good at treat placement, which I guarantee you're not. So just like the mat, heel is a stay exercise. So you want to build some duration into this position, because it's hard for them to sit next to you because they get more attention when they're in front of you. So this is where they want to be, and this has historically been where they've gotten the most reward. So this is where they're going to gravitate to. So you want to create a history with him being in parallel and being next to you. He can be a little out in front, he can be a little bit over there, and he can be a little bit behind. That's fine. I don't really care. He's barking at Gigi, making noise inside because she's pissed that she's not out here. Okay, so I want you to do this exercise without the leash at first. And that is taking a step back with your right leg, moving him back so his butt gets behind your knee, and then turning him and saying heel. Okay, I want you to do that, each of you. Come on, heel. Before you try and walk him, like 20 times, at least 20 reps, okay? So heel, just like that. Hey, hey, baby! So he did that a lot in the beginning. You don't have to have a treat in your hand necessarily, so there's no treat. Heel, but he does need the hand signal to help him get around. He can't just, Wolfie, heel. He can't just bring himself around without a little bit of body language. He's almost there, as you can see, but it's not crisp, right? So he still needs practice with that. But he does understand where you want him to be when he's on a leash. And so I want you to do at least 20 reps, like 2 sessions of 10 reps of just this little S-turn, getting him around and getting him used to you saying heel. And I really don't want him to do the opposite walk there. Come on, we worked on this a lot. Heel. Thank you, good boy. Okay. And then I want you to do like 2 sessions of about a minute each. No leash. This can be done in your driveway. He can drag a leash, whatever. But I want you to get in front of him and then say, Wolfie, heel. Get in front, heel. He catches up, you mark, put the treat down on the ground while he's eating. You get ahead, you say heel, mark, treat, heel. Yes, good boy. Heel. Heel. Okay, so I want you to get ahead of him so he catches up. When he catches up, come on, you mark it and then treat down on the ground. The reason I'm having you do this is because that's the easiest way to get him to understand walking next to you is a really good thing. It nips him grabbing the treat and lunging. It nips him walking sideways to look at you for the treat. But it also makes it really clear for him getting into that position is what's giving him the mark in the treat. So he actually understands I'm doing something to get in the right spot, and then she marks and treats. So he understands it a lot better. The reason why I'm having you put it on the ground is to give you a chance to take a couple of steps so he can catch up. And I just want you to spend like a minute and 2 sessions of about a minute. You're just creating a reinforcement history. I don't want you to put the leash in there yet, because when you get the leash in your hand, you tend to melt down. So just do a little bit of this without the leash, and then bring the leash into the equation. Okay, so I want you to do a couple of sessions with the leash, just like that, before you ever try to take him out for a walk. Okay, so now I have the leash on, and I do walk with a longer leash. Okay, so front, throw in a couple of fronts, but don't create a behavior chain. He does not have to sit in front of you in order to get into a heel. You don't want to do that. Heel, right? So once he's comfortable doing that movement with you, and you put the leash in your hand, it's going to be a lot easier for him to do it with the leash, and then you don't get as discombobulated when you put the leash in your hand, because humans really melt down when they have more than 2 things to concentrate on. So you have the leash, the clicker, the food, and the dog. So I want you to build up a little bit slower to it. And then the same thing, I want you to do like 2 sessions of about 10 reps of that S turn, and then a minute heel of this. Heel. Heel. Good job. All right. Okay. You can use this little S turn to get the leash untangled. See how I did that? It was around all 4 legs. Okay, there's that. Yes. So, yep, if you just spend a minute, and then, yeah, like the first session, put it on the ground, and then the second session, go ahead and do it via giving it to him by hand. When you change directions, I want you to tell him. So you're walking in a direction, I want you to say, this way, and he turn. That means you're going to turn, and he should catch up to you. I want you to say that. And again, if you can practice, you know, do 1 session of about 10 reps, and then throw in some this ways and some fronts. And then after that, you're going to have some reinforcement history of transferring his job from me to you. I know it's getting dark. Hopefully you can still see me. So you also want to reward what you like all the time. You get more of what you reinforce. So when you're sitting around talking with somebody and he automatically comes here and lays down, just perfect. Like, a dog couldn't be any better than he's being right now. Tell him, give him some feedback. You don't have to mark it. You don't have to be all crazy about it. And it's better if you don't get, oh, Wolfie, you're such a good boy. It's better not to do that kind of stuff and get him all excited and aroused. Just give him a treat every now and then. And when he realizes, oh man, when I lay down and she's talking to the neighbor when we're out on a walk, she feeds me. I'll totally lay down the next time she stops and talks to somebody. And again, you're creating a history. You're rewarding what you like to see, whether you've asked for it or not. It becomes a default behavior. When my mom stops and talks to somebody, I lay down. It's a default. The cue is mom stopping and talking, right? And so you're just creating default behaviors in the context in which you live. And he's going to behave a certain way. And if you want him to behave in a certain way, reinforce what you want. Don't ignore it. And don't pay attention to the bad stuff where he's jumping. You want to be proactive. Get him before he's jumping, which he hasn't jumped on anybody since I've had him. He jumped on my daughter one time, but he hasn't jumped on anybody at the dog park. You want to be proactive. You want to create the behavior that you want to see, and you want to give him feedback when he's doing it right. And you don't want to make a big deal of the stuff that he's doing that you don't like. Right? He's super good. He's super mellow now. He's awesome. Okay. What else? What else do we got, buddy? So this way, I want you to do 2 sessions of about 10 this way. It's just making sure you get it in there. Nothing difficult, non-distracting environment. I went by your house. I don't know where you're going to walk him. Walking on your property is difficult at best. I would get in the car and go to Bayou Gulch myself, and I would let him off leash. Did I say off leash? Oh, he's just alerting to the plane. All right, that's it. Leave it. Good job, buddy. Good job. Leave it. Nice. All done. Take it. Good job. Oh, you're so good.